All right, everybody, how are you doing? I am excited to be with you today. Thank you for attending with me and being here on this important topic. I get asked this all the time, which is how can I scale my real estate investing portfolio and how can I do that in a smart way or wisely? And regardless if you've done a deal yet or if you've done multiple deals, we're going to talk about this process of scaling your real estate investing portfolio, whether that's your first deal or your 50th deal. We're going to talk about the steps because you're going to find there's a lot of similarities and things you need to know from the steps to make that very successful. So I appreciate you being with me today. We're going to jump into this and get right into what we're talking about here, how to scale your real estate investment portfolio wisely. And what you're going to learn by the end of today, you're going to walk away. Our finding tip of the week is actually tax delinquencies. We're going to go through the life cycle of a real estate investor. We're going to talk about the first thing you should do to get started as a real estate investor if you're just getting started here, and how to save time and money investing in real estate. The time is really one of our most precious resources, and so we want to make sure we're doing the best we can to save that. And so our agenda today, we're going to go through welcomes and updates. That's what we're doing right now. We'll jump into some real estate news. We'll jump into the real estate finding tip of the week, as well as the topic of the week. And then we'll do our famous free t-shirt giveaway, as well as a free tool of the week. One of the things I want to make sure that you've got is something that can help you in your real estate investing get to the next level, especially as we're talking about scaling today. Okay, guys, this show is for entertainment purposes only. Before you make any financial moves, consult with a real estate professional, attorney, CPA, or the professional in the subject matter. Everybody's situation is different. There's no one size fits all. DHM may receive payments on the show for sponsors, guests in the forms of books, items, discounts, other remediations. As with anything in life, results come from education, following a system, hard work, and determination to follow through until the end. All right, guys, welcome. Let me just make sure. Oh, here we go. Let me just get set up here. Okay, here we go. Is this a good time to invest in real estate? We've got a few comments. Keep them coming here, guys. Jason's asking, is it a good time to invest in real estate? I'll give you the old adage, you want to buy real estate and wait, not wait to buy real estate. And Jason, it really just comes down to the price you're paying. Is it competitive? Absolutely. And so how do you find those deals? We're going to talk a lot about that, but we're going to jump into off-market deals. RE Agent Petty is with us in the house today. Thanks for being here. Jason, thanks for being here as well. All right, guys, let's jump into this welcome. Whoops. There we go. If you haven't already, follow the example of Jason and Petty, Agent Petty, and put your first name and your city and state that you're investing in. If you're watching these as a recording, please join us live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to go into doing a live cast just like this. So love to have you with us. All right. T-shirt giveaway. We are going to be giving away a t-shirt. We do this every single week. Love to have you be the t-shirt winner. Let me show you a few. Well, I've got mine. I made it through rehab shirt on. That's one of my favorites. Oh yeah, this is the I made it through rehab shirt. We also have our other blackout shirt we've got is I flippin' did it, which is one of our popular ones. If you like one of these shirts, let me know which one you like the best. I always love to get feedback on that. This one is our summer edition, Flippin' Legend. Really love that one, as well as this is also our Flippin' Legend. This is kind of our fall-time edition. It's a 3/4 sleeve. So let me know what shirt you like the best, because I love to see that and love to know what you guys like. Big shout out to Eli in Detroit. Thanks for being with us today, Eli. We really appreciate it. Okay, what we're going to be giving away is one of these shirts. At the end of the live cast, we're going to announce last week's winner. So from here on, we'll be working towards next week's winner. If you have been one of our t-shirt winners of the week, please take a photo with you in your shirt. We would love to have that, and make sure you post it on our Facebook page. To do that, just go to facebook.com/DoHardMoney is how we can go about doing that, and we'd love to see you. And how you can win the shirt, I get asked this a lot. So you want to ask great questions, you want to leave positive comments, have high interaction, comment on the recorded video, because once we do these as live, they go to a recorded video. You want to comment on the recorded video, and each week I choose one winner, and we announce that at the end of the live cast. So if you like these live casts and you really want to see them continue, I really need your help, guys. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to do these live casts. We're currently at 5,825 subscribers, and my goal is to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of August. So I'm looking for another 175 new subscribers. So if you're listening to me right now and you're not currently a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. There are new videos that I upload every single day to answer a specific question, like interest-only loans or appraisal guarantee. So those are little short videos. They're anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes where they answer a specific question. You'll get notified of those. So hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. It's the Do Hard Money is our YouTube channel, and leave a comment on the recorded video. But the biggest compliment you could possibly give me is telling somebody else about these live casts. It means a lot to me. Okay, so what you will get today, you are going to get what's called our next property roadmap. This is one of the most valuable tools that our people give us feedback on, and we'll give you a link to download it at the end of this live cast, okay? So we will be giving that away to anybody that wants to listen absolutely for free. We'll give it at the end of the live cast today. All right, guys, let's jump into the real estate market update. What's happening in real estate? What's happening in your area? Type it in the comments. I'd love to know what you're seeing in your area. And let's jump into it. First, I gotta grab a drink. All right, real estate market update. Evictions expect to spike as pandemic memorandum ends. If you haven't heard about this, there's going to be some opportunity here going after landlords. Evictions, which have been mostly on pause during the pandemic, were expected to ramp up Monday after Biden administration allowed the federal memorandum to expire over the weekend, and Congress was unable to extend anything. The Biden administration announced Thursday it would allow the ban to expire, arguing its hands were tied after the U.S. Supreme Court signaled the measure had to end. I think there's good news and bad news on that. But before I talk about that, Angel is with us from Dallas, Texas. Thanks for being here. Renee is from Baltimore. Thanks for being here. Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. That a housing market crash is coming. Here's how to prepare. How do we know that the meteoric rise in U.S. housing prices can't be sustained? Common sense and history. That said, if anyone tells you they don't accurately predict when the housing market will crash, check to see what they are selling. Again, nothing in real estate is guaranteed, but the Federal Reserve plans to keep the prime rate, the rate at which banks borrow money from one to another, low through 2022. There's also the issue of inventory. Due to material and labor shortages, builders are nowhere near pre-pandemic levels. As long as there is little inventory, the homes for sale will likely continue to sell for higher than expected prices. Let's talk about some of the best markets to be in. If you're in one of these markets, please type in the comments. I'd really love to know. Detroit, San Francisco, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Las Vegas. If you're in some of these markets, they're some of the best to be investing in with year-over-year returns. The U.S. housing market floats back to earth. The U.S. housing market appears to be strained under the weight of its own pandemic-driven success. The housing market isn't caving just yet, said Peter Candello, chief marketing economist from Spartan Capital Securities in New York. Have we reached a peak? That's a possibility, but worst case scenario, I see a leveling off, and that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Big shout out to Jose in Chicago. Thanks for being with us. Bidding wars decline. Another sign the U.S. housing market is easing, but competition is still white hot in many cities. The cutthroat condition across the U.S. real estate market are showing more signs of easing. Pending home sales surge higher, but economists warn that the housing market could soon hit its bottom. Pending home sales rose 8% in May compared with April. According to the National Association of Realtors, all regions saw an uptick in sales, led by a 15.5% surge in the Northeast. The South saw the smallest uptake of 4.9%. We also have the Steel economists pending home sales surge higher, but economists warn that the housing market could soon hit bottom. Still, economists generally anticipate that the second half of 2021 will see a slowdown in real estate transactions. Mortgage applications are down. The latest mortgage application data from the Mortgage Bankers Association would back up that prediction. The trade group index that measures the volume of applications for loans used to purchase homes was down 17% from a year ago as of the week ending in June 25th and had declined 6% from the previous week. The average loan size of total purchase applications increased, indicating that first-time homebuyers who typically get smaller loans are getting squeezed out of the market due to the lack of entry-level homes for sale. I find this very interesting, guys. The average loan application, total purchase application increase, indicating first-time homebuyers are getting squeezed. As housing boom begins to fizzle, weekly mortgage demand falls nearly 7%. Weekly fell 6.9% according to the Mortgage Bankers, and that is seasonally index adjusted. That's the lowest leveling in almost a year and a half. Pending home sales sink as housing market falls back to earth. An indicator that existing home sales fell in April suggests that the housing market could be cooling in the face of many prices. Pending home sales dropped 4.4% in April compared to March, according to the National Association of Realtors. On an annual basis, pending home sales were up nearly 52%. There is nothing to panic about. Contract signs are approaching pre-pandemic levels after being surged due to the lack of sufficient supply and affordable homes, according to Lawrence Yoon, who is NAR's chief economist. Big shout out to Aaron in Detroit. Thanks for being with us today. The upper end market has still supply and is moving quite sharply. Lumber prices drive more than 40% in the biggest decline that we have seen. The lumber bubble has finally ended in 2021, thank goodness. Earlier this year, lumber prices exploded due to a combination of reduced supply amid mill shutdowns, surging demand, and new improved homes. At one point, the lumber shortage led to the average price of a new single-family house increasing by nearly $36,000. These are the cities with the biggest share of homeowners in danger of foreclosure. Get out your pencils, guys. This is going to be an opportunity. If they're getting foreclosed on, might be an investment opportunity for us. One group of homeowners continues to be behind on mortgage payments. If that trend continues, it could threaten the strength of the real estate markets across the country. Around 14.7 of the 7.6 million FHA mortgages outstanding nationally were delinquent as of May, up slightly from the previous month. Additionally, 10.5% of these are seriously delinquent, meaning they're 90 days or more behind. We've got Atlanta, we've got Houston, we've got Chicago, we've got Dallas, we've got Washington, Baltimore, Riverside, San Antonio, Fort Worth, and Philadelphia. There's a lot of opportunities coming down the pike, guys. Get prepared. If you're in one of these markets, type it in the comments. I'd really like to know where you're at, or if you're in one of these markets that could have opportunities with foreclosures. All right, let's jump into our finding tip of the week. Every single week, I like to have something that you can do to go find properties this week. And what I want to talk about today is tax delinquents. Tax delinquents is when someone falls behind on their property taxes. And what most people don't realize is property taxes are senior, meaning in front of any bank loans. So if Bank of America or Chase or JP Morgan or whatever has a loan on the property, they are second, even though they're in first position, but they're second to taxes because taxes are always senior. Property taxes, I should say. If property taxes are not getting paid, the property tax can foreclose out the mortgage loan. It's very rare because typically the lender, JP Morgan or whoever it is, Chase, Bank of America, they are going to actually pay off the taxes because they don't want to get foreclosed to protect their position and increase how much is owed to them. So why is this important to real estate investors? it means that there's some type of financial problem happening there. This typically means that there's an opportunity. Something is going to happen. And so all the notices you could get when you're behind on property taxes, like you get calls and letters and mortgage company, if there is a mortgage company, none of these will solve the real problem, which the real problem is they really just need to liquidate the house. So the question is, how can we find these properties? So what we like to do is use Investor's Edge. For those of your members, you're going to have access to that. It's a specific lien type called tax liens. We go to a lien amount of $10,000 or more, and we go some estimated values here. So we're going to go to a specific lien type, and we are going to take a look at this. So let's just say Chicago, since that was on the list, and Chicago's big. Whoops. So if we're going to go to Chicago, Illinois, and we're going to come here to our filters, and we're going to come here to liens, and we're going to come here to lien type, we're going to put tax lien. That's going to do a search for us. There's 10,459 properties that have tax liens. That's a lot, guys. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that the value of the property, I probably want to make sure these properties are not listed on the MLS. So let's say they're not on the market, so that's going to lower us down. And then valuation, let's just make sure we're not dealing with like multi-million-dollar properties. So I'm going to put an estimated value of like $700,000, and I'm going to put a bottom value. I don't want to be in stuff that's under like $50,000. And this isn't perfect, but this gets you close. So there's 9,184 properties. The other thing I could do is make sure they have some equity. I want to make sure they've got $70,000 worth of equity. So here we go. These are properties, so there's 7,165 properties where they are behind. They are behind on their property taxes, so they have a tax lien. They're worth somewhere between $500,000 and $700,000, and they've got $70,000 or more of equity. So this is a list we should be going after, and they are not listed on the MLS right now. So there's something going on here. This list of 7,165. Do I have anybody? I've got Baltimore in the house with me. Who else do I have here? Detroit. Well, geez, let's just do the same thing in Detroit. Now let's use Baltimore. Sorry, Detroit. Baltimore. What I want to get across is there's just a ton of opportunity here. So I'm going to kind of do the same filter, and you can build these filters. Okay, same thing. It's not on the market, tax lien, 50,000 to 700,000, 70,000 more. There's only 60 in Baltimore, where when we looked in Chicago, there's a whole bunch more. But take a look at the values on this, right? So here's the opportunity, 233,000. We show they do have a mortgage for about 403,000. We think it's worth somewhere between 636 and 696. Is kind of what we're looking at. This is the owner of the property. He lives at the property, but we also do know that he's behind on his tax liens. He's delinquent in his tax liens. And look, he's only delinquent $578. But it means there's some other problem that's actually going on here. And that's what we want to be going after and trying to figure out how we can help this guy out and make it good for him and make it good for us. Looks like my... Dang it, guys. It looks like my slides are not... There we go. Looks like my slides have not been working like I would like them to. When you see that, just say something. Put it in the comments. So let's just come back here to Chicago. I want to show you how easy this is to find these tax delinquents. So I'm coming here to Chicago, Illinois. And so I just come here, and what I did is I put properties that aren't on the market. So I did MLS, and then I came here to liens, and I put there a tax lien, and then I put the estimated value of 500 to 700,000 and estimated value over $70,000. And if I look at that, there's 7,165 properties that meet those criteria. So like on this property, they have a loan for $123,000. We think it's worth somewhere between $287,000 and $286,000. And if we come to lien details, they have a city violation of $4,000. Any of you that are in Chicago should go knock on this guy's door or call him. Here's the property information. This is the owner of the property, actually lives there. So this is a great opportunity. But what you can do with these is you can come and you can get a bunch of these, right? So there's 7,000. You can do those, and then you can add it to a list. I'm just going to create a list. This is demo Chicago tax lien. I'm just going to kind of make that list so that we can look at it. Big shout out to M. Whitmer. Thanks for being with us. Okay, so then what I'm doing here is I'm coming here to contacts. I can come to Skip Trace if I want to call these guys. At 12 cents, I can get their email addresses or anything else that we can possibly find on them. Let's find demo. There we go. Demo. I've got all of those. I'm going to add selected. I'm going to select those contacts. I'm going to mark it. Whoops, market is done. That's not what I wanted to do. Then I'm going to place the order. I make the agreements. I hit OK. It's going to process my order. When I'm ready for that, I will come here to contacts, and I can just search for that. Skip tracing looks like it's not done yet. So it takes just a minute to do the skip tracing. But that said, I can then come here. I can send postcards, and I don't even need I don't even need to do a skip trace to do postcards. I've got postcards all ready to go here. I can click these in. I can edit the recipients. I can come here and select my group. Excuse me, my demo group right there. Add those contacts, and then I can send that out, to all of the contacts. Let's see, demo. I send it out of the contacts, and away we go. It'll have my information, all that type of stuff on there. Let's come back here. Whoops. Let's come back here to contacts. See if my skip trace is done. There it is. There's my skip trace. So here you can see here, I've got a ton of email addresses for this guy. I've got a bunch of phone numbers for this guy. I've got a bunch of email addresses for this person and phone numbers, and I've got a bunch. So each one of these, to get this record, is 12 cents across the board here, right? I get a bunch of phone numbers. Now, are all these phone numbers going to be accurate? No. But these phone numbers are going to be the last known phone numbers, and it gives me a lot of people to call. And even if they are in a situation, I can see if the person I'm calling is interested. But this gives me last known phone numbers. I can load these in, and I can call these people. So this was 12 cents for each one of these, not for each phone number, for each person. So for Lester, we spent 12 cents to get all of this data. For Cassandra, we spent 12 cents to get all of this data. So basically, I spent 36 cents to get this information. Super, super helpful, especially since we know that they owe $4,000 in tax liens. They have equity in their property. This is just a fantastic opportunity. So I can call them, I can do postcards, I can do email marketing to them, all just simple, all within this Investor's Edge itself. So if you're currently not using this, I would really encourage you to check it out. It is super helpful. Comments, questions, make sure you type them in the chat. I'm actively monitoring those and want to help you. So this is basically what we did. We went to Chicago. We said we want tax liens. We could do the lien amount. I didn't do the lien amount on these, but we could do 10,000 or 5,000 or more. Estimated value 550 and no less than 75,000 of equity. And then we can market to these lists. We can call them. We skip trace, showed you how to do that. Do some voice broadcasts if we want to. We can do postcards. We can do SMSs where we actually send them a text message. There is another service you'll need to use to do that. We can do emails. The question I get a lot is like, what do I say to these guys? What do I say? And I just simply say, I'm looking for the owner of 123 Main Street. Do you have any interest in selling your home? If you want to get into it, I'm aware of a situation. As a matter of public record, I'm aware that there's a tax delinquent. I would love to help you. I help people that are in these specific situations. That's another great intro that we can have to people that are dealing with these problems. And if you think about it, you can help these people, right? They could get foreclosed out. It'd be better off for them to sell the property than get foreclosed. Tax liens coming. Let's try and help these people out because they've got a problem. And again, they're getting calls from everybody and letters from everybody, but they can't help them. They need to sell the house. That's really, for most of them, that's going to be the solution. All right, guys, you've got questions, you've got comments, type them in the chat or in the comments. I would love to see those. And we're going to kind of get into our main event here. How to scale your real estate investing portfolio wisely. What you're going to learn today is the life cycle of a real estate investor. The first thing you should do to get started, how to save time and money investing in real estate. How to scale will depend on a few things, okay? It's going to depend on how much time you have to spend and how much money you have to invest. Those are kind of some things, as well as the strategy that you want to use. And we'll talk about all of these. So I'm going to kind of make an assumption here. I'm going to assume you've got 10 to 15 hours per week that you can devote to investing. I'm also going to assume you have around $5,000 that you can invest, somewhere around there. I'm going to make those two assumptions. If you have less, you're going to have to work harder at it to get there. If you have more, you could work a little less, or you could get there faster. So those are some assumptions I'm going to make. But I want to start by talking about the life cycle of a real estate investor. So most real estate investors start out being wholesalers, okay? Then they move into being fix and flippers. Then they go to be fix and hold investors or do bird type deals. And then they do some hard money lending. And then they typically get into some commercial investing or some syndication deals. Let's talk about each one of these really quickly. So wholesaling is the whole concept of getting a property under contract and selling it for an increased amount, okay? That's one thing that a lot of people are wanting to do. And so it's a great way because there's a lot less risk. There's 3 ways to do this. You can do an assignment, you can do a double close, you can do a simultaneous close. So these are different ways to do that. And I've got other things that I've put together that go in more detail, so you'll want to check those out. But let's talk a little bit about wholesaling. You find the deal. You don't have to do any rehab. You can close if you find a new buyer. If you don't close. So that can be a big benefit to you. Let's talk about fix and flip. Fix and flip, you find the property, you buy the property. You fix the property up and you sell it for a profit. This is kind of your traditional flip that a lot of people like to do. One of the great things about the fix and flip is there is better margin. The profit margin in your area may only be 5%. Another area may be like 20%. So it may be worth doing these in some other areas as well. So that's something to consider. Fix and hold or BRRRR deals. You find the property, you do the rehab, you get a lender to do takeout financing. So you have a hard money lender that does the purchase and maybe some or all the repairs, and then you get a lender that's going to give you a long-term loan at a lower interest rate. You save taxes that you would have paid. Let's say you were going to make $50,000, you're going to have to pay taxes on that. If you go turn that into a BRRRR deal, you have equity. That's not a realized gain, so you're just going to pay taxes on the money you bring in each month, but you will have offsetting deductions and you're going to get some cash flow. So that can be really helpful. Hard money lending. Many won't get to this point, and that's okay. As long as you have cash, you can lend to other people. You can do participation loans. You can help them with cash to close. You can do the full loans. You can even do like second loans that could help them out. If that's something you want to get into, there is more risk with those. And then the last kind of thing when we're talking about the life cycle of a real estate investor is commercial investing. And many won't get to this point, and that's okay. You don't need to. You might want to become a limited partner, or you could become a general partner, or you could become a syndicator. Those are all things that we're talking about. And so the whole topic here is to just give you an idea of what it is, this life cycle of a real estate investor. And it doesn't mean you have to go through all of these. It doesn't mean you have to do all of these. You might find one that works really well, stick to that. You might want to do some other things. Like, it just gives you some options and things. But with all of this, the number one priority is you've got to find a hard money lender. Too many people find a property to flip and nobody wants to fund it. And that's like the worst thing you could possibly do, is find a deal and then nobody ends up wanting to fund your deal. So what your hard money lender will lend on, what will they lend to you? What credit requirements do they have, if they have any? What's your background requirements do they have? What's your loan to value requirements they may have? Like, these are all things that you need to know from your hard money lender. What do they lend on after repaired value? These are questions that you need to ask your lender. Do they require monthly payments? If so, how will you pay for it? Will they allow you to do fix and flips and BRRRR deals? Do they have a place for takeout financing? Is there a minimum loan amount? Is there a maximum loan amount? Is there a loan term? Will they do flash cash or will they do wholesale deals? These are all things you need to work with. But one of the things that's really important when you're dealing with a hard money lender is realizing they're your last line of defense. A good hard money lender really wants to make sure you're going to make money, okay? So keeps you out of the bad deals. And once you have done everything you can do, then a hard money lender comes in and says, yeah, I think it's a good deal as well. So it's your second line of defense. After you've done everything you have done, all the research you can do, then you can make sure that it is, then you can make sure the hard money lender jumps in, and if they think it's a good deal, it's probably going to end up as a good deal. So then the question really is like, how do we do this wisely? That's one of the questions. And one of the things I would say is don't quit your day job, okay? Everybody has to have two jobs. You've got your day job, and this keeps food on the table, and then you've got your investing job, right? This is to create cash flow. This is to create cash, to earn a profit that you can invest in cash flow. Example, like doing fix and flips or doing wholesale deals or investing directly in cash flow or BRRRR type deals. Creating a marketing system is really what's going to be important here. So many want to find great deals. They don't understand it's an investment of time and money to find great deals. And so you have to create a system that's going to make these things happen. So the question really is just like, where do I start? And one of the ways you start is using what I call a next deal roadmap. This is where you reverse engineer your success. So if we reverse engineer our success, we want to do a deal, right? That's what we want to do. I want to do a deal, whether that's a BRRRR, a fix and flip, whatever that is that I want to do, a wholesale deal, I want to do a deal. So I'm probably going to have to make about 4 offers in order for me to get one deal. For that, I'm probably gonna have to have about 7 appointments in order for me to do 4 offers in order for me to get one deal. And that means I'm gonna need about 10 prospects, 10 people that are interested in selling that turn into 7 appointments, that turn into 4 offers, that turns into one deal. That means I'm probably gonna have to have somewhere around 400 conversations. I'm gonna have to talk to about 400 people in order to get those 10 prospects. And I'm gonna have to have about 1,680 leads to get those 400 conversations. And that means I'm probably gonna need to find about 2,400 homes that are in trouble in order for me to end up with a one deal. And that's what we talked about here, guys. You need to be able to put 10 to 15 hours of work. Now, note, we have a software that does this for our members. So if you have some interest in that, check us out. Once you have a plan, you have to work it. This can be anywhere from 8 to 40 weeks. It just depends on how much time and money you're able to devote to this investing. So the question is like, what's the next step? And the next step is to start driving, okay? You've got to determine your area. You want to drive in the right areas. And so we determine this by zip codes where the most fix and flips have actually happened. And then you set up your system. So a phone dialer or a phone broadcast, you can set up a phone dialer. One of the ones I like is Mojo Sales. I'm not sponsoring them. They do a 3-line dialer that works pretty well. And also Investor's Edge software. You can do your skip trace. You can track the areas that you drive so you don't drive them twice. You can fund your account for SMS and postcards. You can update contact information. You can add your tags. That's a great software to use. And then as you're driving, you're looking for homes that actually have problems. If the home's in bad condition, they've got to spend money to fix it up or they've got to sell it to an investor. And you can't get a bank loan that's in need of work. If there's a bank loan that has problems, it's not going to go. So you've got to, the owner of that property is going to have to fix it up or sell it. But they're going to have to sell it to somebody that's going to pay cash or get a hard money loan. The other thing to look at is some code violations. It's public information. You can call the city. You can drive down if needed. Keep calling them until you're getting them. Water shutoff notices can be a great way to find some properties as well. And so then we got to get into marketing, right? We can cold call them, we can SMS them, we can postcard them, we can do voice broadcasts, we can do door knocking, whatever we're wanting. But when we're out there driving and looking for homes, we're looking for homes that have bad roofs or blue tarps or broken windows or boarded up windows or dead landscaping or construction materials that are scattered or gutters that are in disrepair, legal notices on the door, missing siding, if it doesn't have any blinds and you can see right through, broken down cars, fire damage, overgrown lawns, handicapped ramps, moving boxes, overstuffed mailboxes, peeling paints, trash and debris, all those types of things you're looking for. So you're out there driving, you see a property that meets this, you tag it, then you go do the skip trace, you put it into the dialer, it makes those phone calls for you, you're asking people if they'd be interested in selling. You've got to spend 10 to 15 hours a week. Half of that's calling, half of that's driving, and then as you find those opportunities, you go meet with them, and we work that next deal blueprint like we talked about, or next deal roadmap. Get started. Don't let your fear stop you. That's the biggest thing, is get started. Get a hard money lender. Get educated. Get software. Get a plan like the roadmap we're talking about, and then get driving. That's the way to scale successfully and wisely your real estate investing. Guys, if you would be interested in our complete system that takes brand new investors through flipping their first property, we have our Find, Fund, Flip system. We have dozens of hours of training, deal finding software, access to our 100% financing loans. Check us out at DoHardMoney.com/get started. DoHardMoney.com/get started. If you would like to get a copy of the next property roadmap, text me your email address to 435-294-0433. Text me your email address, and I'll send you over the next property roadmap, which is that reverse engineering your success that we have been talking about here. If you've enjoyed this live cast, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe, the bell notification. It's called Do Hard Money, is our YouTube channel. If you are a new subscriber, you just subscribed, will you type it in the comments and let me know you are the newest subscriber? I would really appreciate that. And make sure you text us to get your next property roadmap. We'd love to do that. Text me over your email address and I'll get that sent to you. All right, guys. I'd be interested, what future topics would you like to see? Type them in the comments. There's a few on the screen that you can check out, or if there's other topics you'd like to see, type them in the comments below, because I would love to help create content that you guys are interested in and excited about. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, make sure you check us out at Income Hacker, our podcast. You can see it at Spotify, you can see it at iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can even do it on Alexa and say, play Income Hacker podcast. Okay, it is that time of the day that everybody waits for, is to find the t-shirt winner of the week. Our t-shirt winner for last week, again, anybody for this week on will be next week, but last week's winner was Alvin Lochin. Alvin, congratulations. Thank you for being our t-shirt winner of the week. Thank you for your participation last week. Really appreciate having you here. All I've got to have you do is you need to email us. Everybody give Alan a big thumbs up for being our t-shirt winner of the week. Email us at support@DoHardMoney.com. Put in the t-shirt winner of the week. Put in your name, your mailing address, your cell phone number, your shirt size, and you got to tell me what shirt you like the best as well. We'll get you your size, and we'll get you whatever shirt we can that matches the best to what you like, that's the right size. So big congratulations to Alvin. If you want to be our t-shirt winner, you've got to give some good comments. You've got to comment on the recorded video, and as you do that, we will determine one winner. So if you want to find out if you're this week's winner, this next week's winner, make sure you show up to next week's live cast. Our live cast is going to be how to find deals in our current seller's market. Ways that you can actually go find deals in our current seller's market. We're going to be covering that all next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So you'll want to make sure you are there. If you haven't already, get a copy of that next property roadmap. Just text me your email address to 435-294-0433. Again, this reverse engineers the success and says, if I want to get one deal done, what am I going to have to do, and what are the steps I'm going to have to take to be successful to make that deal happen? We're going to be covering that in this next roadmap. Really appreciate you being here. If you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I hope you've enjoyed today's live cast. Please type it in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Really appreciate you being with us, and we will see you next time. Make it a very profitable day, and bye for now.